It's almost a rite of passage here in the UK, isn't it?
It is.
You hit a certain age, you wake up one of those damp mornings, and suddenly your hands or your knees just feel a bit, well, rusty.
Ah, yes, that feeling.
And it's so easy to just brush it off as, getting older. But I was reading this new guide from Blood Test UK, and it turns out that stiffness might be telling a much bigger story.
It often is, and I think ignoring that story is where people get into trouble. We tend to wait until the pain is really bad before we do anything.
Right, before we act.
Exactly. But the body usually sends out signals long before that happens.
And that's what Blood Test UK really focuses on, these specific markers in the blood. I always thought these tests just told you, a simple yes or no for arthritis.
It's much more nuanced than that.
So take the first one, rheumatoid factor, or RF. I was genuinely surprised to learn that a high RF number doesn't automatically mean you have rheumatoid arthritis.
It doesn't, no. It's a bit of a blunt instrument in a way. RF is an autoantibody. Basically, it's a protein your immune system makes when it starts attacking your own healthy tissue.
Oh, yeah.
But, and this is the key thing, healthy people can have high RF, especially as they get older, or it could just be a lingering infection. So while it's a red flag, it's not definitive proof.
Which brings us to the next one in the guide, anti-CCP. This one sounded like the real deal.
It is. It really is the gold standard for specificity. If anti-CCP is present in your blood, it's extremely likely you're looking at rheumatoid arthritis.
But the timing is the incredible part, right?
The timing is everything. This marker can show up years, sometimes even a decade before you feel a single ache in your joints.
That's just wild. So you could technically know your immune system is sort of plotting against your joints before the damage even starts.
Precisely, and that window of time is your opportunity, your chance to get ahead of it.
Okay, now I want to clarify the third one they mentioned, ESR. The guide explained it really well, but I've heard it described as just heavy blood before.
That's a simple way to think about it, I suppose. It stands for erythrocyte sedimentation rate. When you have inflammation, your liver releases certain proteins.
Right.
These proteins make your red blood cells clump together, and because they're clumped up, they get denser and they fall to the bottom of a test tube much faster.
So a faster drop means more clumps.
Which means more inflammation. You got it. It's a direct measure of how on fire your system is right at that moment.
Okay, so we've got the science, but then there's the real world. Here in the UK, knowing you need a test and actually getting one are two very different things.
They certainly can be. Look, we all love the NHS, but it operates on a triage system. You go to your GP, you describe your symptoms, and then you probably wait.
You wait for a referral. And if you're not in acute pain yet,
you might not meet the threshold for immediate testing. That's just the reality.
Which is where the guide from Blood Test UK is so helpful. It points out that private options, like the ones they offer, essentially let you bypass the queue.
Speed is the biggest benefit there. You're paying for immediate data. Instead of waiting weeks for an appointment, you get the kit, do the test at home, and have your results in a few days.
That speed is worth a lot if you're worried.
It's peace of mind. And they often bundle these markers, RF, anti-CCP, and ESR, into one panel, so you get the full picture all at once.
So let's say the results come back and those numbers are creeping up. It's not just about medication, is it? The guide has some great notes on lifestyle.
This is where you have more control than you might think. Take your diet. We hear eat healthy, but specifically increasing your omega-3s, from oily fish, has been shown to reduce those inflammatory chemicals.
So you're literally eating to lower your ESR.
In a way, yes. And exercise, too.
Yeah, that part was counterintuitive for me. When my knees hurt, my instinct is just to sit on the sofa.
Worst thing you can do, your joints need movement to stay lubricated. Low-impact stuff like swimming or walking strengthens the muscles around the joint, which takes the pressure off.
It stops them from stiffening up even more.
Exactly. Use it or lose it.
So, if you track these markers through a service like Blood Test UK, you can actually see if that daily walk or that extra portion of salmon is moving the needle.
That is the ultimate goal, to move from being reactive, ouch, I'm in pain, to proactive. You're managing your health.
It really shifts your perspective from fear to empowerment. Knowledge is power. And if you want to dive deeper, definitely check out the resources at Blood Test UK.
It's a fantastic starting point for anyone feeling that morning stiffness.
So here's a thought to leave you with. We get our cars an MOT every year to stop them from breaking down. If we have the technology to predict joint damage a decade before it happens, why are we still waiting for the pain to start before we look under the hood? Thanks for listening.